Hey guys, it's Mina Irfan. Welcome to the Universe Guru and welcome to my Friday evening pajama night. I do these weekly and you guys love them and enjoy them, so welcome. I do expect a little bit more interaction in these because I do live chats daily and I'm always talking at you guys, so I do expect a little bit more interaction from you guys. So today we're talking about reinventing yourself, reinvention. This is your guide, your go-to on reinventing yourself. I know a lot of you are in different phases of your life. You may be college students, new moms, moms who have kids that are grown and out of the house now, grandmothers, all kinds of stuff. I know I have a wide range of audience and I love that because we bring so many different things to the table. So tell me what it's like for you guys. Like, where are you guys in your journey? I will share kind of my own guide to reinventing myself and what route I've taken, and I want to hear from you guys and see what you guys are saying, and then I will be taking questions, and hopefully I'll be reading a lot of your comments on what you guys think it means to reinvent yourself. Is that something that you guys do? Is that something that you've never thought about? I'd love to hear that. So personally for me, I love the concept of reinventing yourself, and I'll get in a little bit of the definition of that for me, but I found myself about 7 or 8 years ago in just a big funk. I had a lot of emotions, old emotions that I was carrying. I had a lot of old baggage. I had grudges. I had just things that I needed to let go. And this was around that same time that my mom passed away. I was a newly remarried mom. I had just given birth and to my second child and just became a stay-at-home mom. So I was going through a lot of changes and I was just in a really big funk. And so for me, I had two options. Well, let's define reinvention. I think a lot of people think that reinventing yourself means that you have to become somebody else or you have to become a newer version of yourself. The way I saw it, I needed to revert back to the old version of myself. So to me, reinvention doesn't mean that I have to become something new. I may have to work through some mindsets and stuff, but really what reinvention meant to me was I needed to get over some stuff, rise above some stuff, and get back to how I was, like the old me. So that to me could also mean reinvention. Let me know what do you guys think? Is that your concept of reinvention, or does it mean you have to become something new? I do like the concept of it moving forward. I like that because you guys know I'm into self-development and growth and moving forward. So I did do that, but I do feel like that my personality now matches my personality, how it was intended to me and how it was naturally in its natural state, uninterrupted, without baggage, without people messing with me, that this is how I am. So that's what I've kind of reverted back to. So I found that there were two routes that I could take. Route number one was to take time to work through and get over a lot of stuff. So this would be, maybe seek out therapy, maybe go and contact people from my past and work through things. And what I was reading when I was thinking about that was that it was going to be expensive. It was going to be time consuming. It would just require a lot of emotional investment too, because I would have to revisit a lot of those emotions. And my goal was basically to reinvent myself, get out of this. So option number two, what I found most effective for me and the cheapest and easiest and fastest route personally was to, option number one, the costly one, was to take the time to get over the stuff. Mine was, what if I did not take the time to work through the stuff, but I just rised above it? That I somehow rose myself above it to a point where it was so, small, the issues, that it didn't even matter. So I liked that idea. I really liked that concept. I felt like that is what I wanted to be, that I wanted those issues to be non-issues, because working through stuff, going back and staying in the past, it's just not me. It just doesn't, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It just does not mesh well with my personality. So that's what I decided to do. And I'll kind of talk to you guys about the steps I took, but I want to interact with you guys. Like I said, the pajama nights are a lot more interactive. So let's see who's here. Hi, Sarah's here, Lexi Sexy, Miss Malik, Alia's here, Gracie, Zook Paper Co is here, fellow YouTuber. You guys need to check out her channel if you guys are into creative things like journals and writing in agendas and creative things like drawing and stuff like that. Definitely a channel you should check out. Miss Malik said, I do want to go back to my old happy self. So yeah, so that could also be reinvention by my definition, because you're reinventing yourself and you want to be like a better, smarter, wiser person, but you want to be like the old self. So you want to be like even a hyped up version of that. So I like that. Zook Paper Co said, I think a better version of me, not go back to who I was, but the person I was meant to be. I love that. So reinvention means obviously different things to different people, and I love that. So I loved the idea of not like I know some people really need to work through things and they hold grudges and then they have to like seek out forgiveness and they go through therapy, and that's great. That works for a lot of people. For me, I find like it's just way too time consuming, and I want my life to always be moving forward. I don't want to be stuck somewhere just like working through my emotions indefinitely. I personally know people that spent like 10, 20, 30 years in therapy stuck somewhere and they just cannot rise above it. And I'm, not trying to put down therapy or anything. Like, I know some people need it. It's amazing. But I could not see myself doing that. I needed to just be like, okay, I need to rise above this. So what I did was I sat down and I wrote down like very detailed things of what I wanted, this old self that I wanted to come back. Like, what was it about this person that I admired, the old version of me? And what was it that was holding me back from becoming my best version? I came up with some things. One of the things was that this new role at that time, 8 years ago, of being a stay-at-home mom was like really just different for me. I was just not used to it. I had always been working. I did not feel good in that role because I could not fully accept it. And so I wrote that down, that I needed to redefine what it meant to be a stay-at-home mom in my terms. That one of the issues was that I was trying to take what stay-at-home mom was from everybody else's perspective, and that did not fit with me. So I said, okay, I can't say that being a stay-at-home mom is bad. That's what I wanted. I have to just find a definition of that, a version of that that fits with my personality. So those are some of the processes that I went through, and I wrote down, okay, these are the things that I want to do and want to become, and these are the things that are kind of keeping me from that. And so going through that process, I was just constantly working through the things that weren't working, tweaking them, working them out. Sometimes I would change something and it would not work with my husband because he also had a very different personality of like what he meant, his side of what it meant to be a stay-at-home mom. So sometimes there were clashes. We had to work through those things, and that's okay. The thing that I've realized is that people assume certain things about you. They see you in a certain light, and when you try to, even if that doesn't work for you, when you try to change from that, they attack you thinking that you are the problem or that you're somehow changing, because he had been used to seeing me in this certain role. And even though I wasn't really changing, I was actually trying to revert back to who I was, my vivid, my happy, my positive personality. He saw that as a negative initially, because to him it's like, wait, why is she changing? But it wasn't that I was changing. I was trying to revert back to the original me. So it takes clash, but at the end of the day, I came to a place where I said, it's worth me having those issues and working through those issues and having those clashes to find the real me. Because I can't be a good wife and I really can't be a good mom without being a good me. I don't know how to be anybody else except for me. So my reinvention really meant was to revert back to the best version of myself. And even if other people didn't like it, I knew that if they loved me, that eventually they would see that what I was trying to do was actually positive for everybody. So, hi, Tuba's here. Samita. Luisa Louis said, hello, happy Friday. Lexi Sexy said, I'm feeling stagnant at the moment, trying to learn how to become a better version of myself. I love that. I think that's a good place to be. First of all, realize that that's a good place to be, because the only place you can go from stagnant is up. Because you're already where you are. You've obviously arrived here. Can't go back. Just move forward. So I like that. That's fun. Zook Paper Koza, that makes so much sense because we change as the years go by and we have to readjust in marriage. Yes. And so I think people are very afraid of change because they see their partner as a certain way. But I think a healthy marriage is one that can withstand those kind of changes. I expect that even throughout the years, we will go through different phases, that Irfan will change, I will change. But that if we really are committed to each other and committed to the marriage and committed, love each other, that we should be able to accept and learn and allow each other to grow. Because change doesn't necessarily mean that we're either trying to change the other person or we're changing away from them. It just means that we're moving forward. And to me, it's exciting because if I'm moving forward or if my husband's moving forward, it also means that the other person has more room to grow and to catch up and move forward as well. So I look at it as a very positive thing. And especially in marriages, like when your children are around, you're young, you're in a certain place. And then as they grow through different phases, your marriage evolves and changes according to how those different phases change. And as Irfan gets his early retirement, I'm sure that's going to be a whole different readjustment and things. So we're also excited about that. Hi Mona, Saviti's here. Hi Alia. So those are some of the things that like the processes. The one thing, this is a major hack, I think, for everything that I have achieved in my life. You guys know what it is. I always talk about it, but I think gratitude has really been a major hack for me in reinventing myself, in changing everything pretty much in my life for the positive. Because it's very hard, or not hard, I should say, it's very easy to get caught up in the moment that I will be better when XYZ happens, or I will be better when this happens, or life will be better when this happens. But then I feel like you're always living in the future, that you can't, because you only have this moment. The past is already gone and you don't even know if the future will be there. Hopefully it will, but you don't really know, right? So really, you can't always live with this, like, what, in the future I will have this, or you will, but you have to really enjoy the moment right now. So I think gratitude has helped me keep grounded, and it's also helped me realize that yes, better things will always come, but right now it's great too. Because when I was a single working mom, I always said, like, if I could spend more time with my child, like, my life would be perfect. Well, that happened. I attracted it, but then I was kind of being ungrateful by not being my fullest, best, like, version and happy in that role. So that made me really, it gave me perspective that, you know what, I'm always going to want something better, and that's okay to want something better. You want to be growing, but that in order to be fully enjoying and being present in the current moment and be willing to ready to accept whatever's going to come, I had to constantly take inventory of everything that I had right now and be truly, truly grateful for it. You can't really attract something positive when you're in a very negative state, that, like, oh, if I only had this, or when am I gonna attract this, like, it's not happening. That's a very negative feeling because you're always waiting on something. So that has been a major hack, because the moment that I sat down and just started saying, you know what, I'm going to have wonderful things, I will. But right now, it's wonderful too. I have XYZ to be grateful for. And sometimes I was really, really grateful and in the moment and really feeling it. And sometimes I wasn't feeling it, but I said I was grateful for some things anyways, because at any given time, if you have food on the table, if you have a roof over your head, if you're blessed enough to live in a amazing country like the US where there's abundant opportunities, then really, like, we have 1,000,001 things to be grateful for, right? So there's always something. I know that some people are struggling and there's bad times, but I still feel like the fact that you're still breathing and you're healthy, you still have something to be grateful for. Because think about it. So many people are ill and dying, and then they have loved ones that they're leaving behind. Like, what would they give to trade places with you? Like, I always try to think about those things, because I was in that position with my mom. Like, she so badly wanted to live so that she could be here for us. So just keeping that perspective really made me realize that everything I had right then and there, even though I wasn't fully accepting of that role, was something that I had wanted in the past, and that it was really something truly to be grateful for. And that really shifted things for me, because I was able to take ownership of of my role and take back control of my life. And then things started inching towards progress for me. Hi, Olivia is here. She said, party of my journey. She said, hi, Mina. It's been a while, babe, but I've had some personal things come up. Nice to see you, and I'm glad to be here. This is an amazing topic. Reinvention to me is growing. Part of my party of my journey in life. Yes, absolutely. So one thing we were talking about, hi, Jazz. Happy to have you here. One thing we were saying, Olivia, was that to some people, reinvention means like newness, like becoming into something new or moving forward, which I agree it's the correct definition. But to me, at that point in my life that I'm addressing, reinvention almost meant going back to how I used to be. Not like moving backwards, but I wanted to be this happy, vibrant, positive personality that I was born with, but I had somehow lost in that moment from losing my mom and becoming a new stay-at-home mom and readjusting my life at that moment. I guess I had just lost perspective of where I was, who I was. I lost my identity from losing my mother and losing my role as a working woman. So to me, reinvention meant growing, but then also like finding the old me. And a lot of times like people say, like, oh, you've changed, like even on YouTube to me. And it sounds funny to me because I really haven't. That was the change. Like I've now reverted back to how I always was. So that's why it's interesting what other people notice versus what you know about yourself or how you see yourself. Janan said, is it weird that I'm watching this while showering? No, it's quite sexy. Thank you. You're like really getting the pajama party started. Thanks, babe. Hopefully you're going to put on pajamas after this. Let's see. Louisa said, I had an opposite reinvention that began 4 years ago. Being a stay-at-home mom for 20 years and suddenly becoming a single mother of 2. Oh yeah, that's a big life change. And I know a lot of people with these kind of life changes. I have some clients that were stay-at-home moms and then became either divorced or lost their husbands, and or stay-at-home moms and their kids grew up and went away to college and become adults. And it's interesting to see like us women, like we go through these different journeys, but at the end of the day, we seem to have the same process because no matter, of course, if somebody loses a husband or a loved one, the grieving process is there. So that's different. But what every woman wants, and this has been a huge eye-opening thing for me since becoming a life coach, is because I always thought that women in their 20s were in their 20s and then women in their 30s. Like you think that people just go through these phases, but actually at the end of the day, everybody is the same. Like we all, whether we're a 20-year-old woman or a 58-year-old woman, like we still have the same needs and wants and aspirations in life and goals. And it's been amazing. Like that's why I find what I do so inspiring, and so like this is why it's my passion, because I love just learning about people and talking to people. Lexi Sexy said, oh wow, Mina, this must be a sign from God or the universe. I was watching Terry Savelle Foy, and that was the topic, gratitude. What do you think of starting a gratitude journal? I love gratitude journals. I've had one for years, like years. I have a digital one, I have a physical one, I have a mental one, I have affirmations that I say every day. And I don't even, like, a lot of people think that you have to like sit down, like they say, okay, well, what time do you do your affirmations? I'm like, I do them all day long when I'm doing my chores, when I'm like going through my day, when I'm like stuck in traffic, when I'm waiting in the checkout line. Like it just becomes your life. Like you don't even have to dial it in. If you want to start somewhere, you can do it in the morning and like when you're laying down at night, but really you should be giving gratitude all the time. Like it should just be, there's always something to be grateful for. So gratitude is the biggest life hack. Like if you only learn one thing from my channel ever, and you decide never to come back, just remember gratitude and you have hacked the world. Like you just made your life. That's the biggest hack on the planet. Alia said, so true. Your story is so inspirational. Sarah said, I have learned the one thing that I have had to overcome to become my happiest self is letting go of other people's expectations. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, you know, people, even loved ones, will want you to be all kinds of things. And it's like, awesome. Like, that's great. But that is your version of me. And sometimes it'll match, and sometimes it will intersect, and sometimes it won't. And that's okay. I just don't apologize for that, because at the end of the day, like I said, I don't know how to be anybody else except for Mina. I do Mina damn right. I don't do anything else well at all. I've tried to become things for other people. I've tried to become other versions, other people's like imagination of how I should be. No. My mom did not sacrifice her life so that I can become somebody else's version. Like, I need to be me. So, you know, I've learned that, and I say this to you guys, that you have to teach how other people should treat you and how they should love you. And that's it. And if they want to stick around, they will. And if they don't want to stick around, you wish them farewell, and you wish them well. You genuinely wish them well. That's how I live my life. You know, I look at people as fluid things in and out of my life. Some people will choose to stick around. Awesome. Some people will not choose to stick around. That's okay, because they will teach me something. They have interacted with me, and you know, and that was all of their role in my life. So that's fine. That's like totally okay. That's why I say that we don't own people and people don't own us. That has been a huge liberating thing for me. The fact that, you know what, I don't own my parents. So I need to stop thinking that they were my parents. I need to say they were human beings who happened to be my parents, and they were human beings and they made mistakes just as I am a human being and I make mistakes. That in turn made me say, my children are human beings. They don't have to live their life the way I think they should. You know, a lot of times we even say things like, well, I just want my child to be happy. That's why I'm telling. Come on, like they have the right to redefine happiness as it means to them. Think about it. All the things other people want us to do, they also think they want us to be happy. But we don't want to do what they want us to do. We want to do what we want to do. So it's a huge mindset shift. Tuba said the simplicity. By the way, Tuba, my husband said that I'm totally butchering your name, and he made me practice it like 10 times before I came in here. So hopefully I'm not butchering it. I'm so sorry. I can't get like Pakistani and Indian names correctly for some odd reason, and that's kind of funny because I'm Pakistani and Indian. So yeah, sorry guys. I think he was saying it's Tuba, right? So I'm so sorry. I've been saying it incorrectly this whole time. I'm sorry guys that I butcher your names. I love you guys though. I really do. Sorry. Hi, Hazra's here. Janelle. She's laughing at me. Umad said, you're so right about us all being the same. Yes, our journey. Oh my God. Whether we're, you know, a woman sitting somewhere in China, or, you know, somebody sitting in Australia, like we all want the same things. We want to be loved. We want to be happy and vibrant and energetic. Like, we want to be appreciated. We want to give ourselves without losing ourselves. Like, it's just so interesting that the same stuff repeatedly comes up. And the interesting thing is, Omad, that a lot of my coaching clients come from very different genres. Like, somebody's there for like time management, and somebody's there for like a cleaning routine, and then somebody's there for like finances. But they all say the same things in their goals. Like, their overall big goals are all the same. And it's just fascinating to me. I love it. Savati said, I think every girl changes and becomes a different girl after marriage. And every girl faces an issue with her identity getting lost in the process of an adjustment in a new relationship. I agree. I think where it became a bigger issue for me is that not only the marriage part, but too many changes happened all at once for me. I was handling on some level the marriage part, and then my mom, who was really tied to my identity, like, she was my biggest, like, I can honestly, like, say, I know this is gonna sound horrible, but she was my biggest, like, fan. Like, you know how your mom, like, she was just such a big motivation in my life. She was my biggest cheerleader. She was just awesome. And so losing her, I really was like, who the hell am I now? Like, I don't even know. And then and then I like changed careers. Like, I went from owning a business and being this, like, you know, girl boss to like becoming a stay-at-home mom. So it was just way too many changes, and I was like, geez, I need to like reinvent myself and become myself again. And I need to be able to do it in a way that it still matches this role. Aliyah said, I have taken your advice and have become more grateful. It's life-changing. Yeah, it really, really, really is. It really is. Even like really successful people like Jim Carrey, I've read over the years and heard him a lot of his interviews, like he credits everything in his life to the law of attraction and being grateful. And he's got this really famous saying that he said, I wish everybody was rich and famous so that they would know that being rich and famous does not make you happy. Like, at the end of the day, if you cannot appreciate what you have, then having a gazillion dollars and all the fame in the world won't even make you happy. That's why you see all these famous rich people sometimes commit suicides or self-destruct with drugs and alcohol. And you're thinking, wait a minute, like, they're beautiful, they're famous, they've got money, they've got people following them around. What happened? That's what happened, is that they didn't have the appreciation, they didn't have the gratitude, they didn't have the realness, they just had all the fluff. All the glitz and glamour, it's only good when you have the core foundation of gratitude and contentment and peace. Then if you have money and fame and all the other glitzy stuff, then it's fabulous. That's why lottery winners go broke, and that's why a lot of them end up on drugs, and because they didn't have that core foundation, and then they just got this one like external thing, and it actually amplified all of the horrible things in their life versus like making anything good out of it. Hi, Melissa. Tuba, okay, good. Okay, I'm glad that I'm saying it fine. I apologize. Hi, Lynn. Tuba said, so true. We have to find happiness within ourselves. Absolutely, you really have to, because I mean, this is what I've learned too. Because when you're always chasing that one dream, and then it's like, and I think me being able to attract a lot of these things in my life was a really eye-opening thing, because every time I would put something on my vision board and it would come true, and then I would still want something else, and then it occurred to me that if I don't stop right now and appreciate all the things that have been coming to me in the past, then I don't care if it doesn't matter if I attract like a gazillion more things, because I will never take the time to be appreciative and grateful. So then it doesn't even matter. Think about it. If you have a mansion, a beautiful garden, all the amazing food on the planet, all these friends, but you don't have a minute's time to sit down and enjoy those things, do you really even have them? I feel like then all those things have you. You don't have those things. Because having something means like being encompassed in it, like being like enjoying it and like really owning it, right? But a lot of times we own so much stuff, really, but we don't enjoy it. How much of like the stuff that we physically enjoy, or the things that we've even wanted, like even like success or like our bigger goals, like I want to have all the success, I want to get this promotion, I want to have more money, I want to have more friends, and then before you know it, like you're ignoring your friends because you're working too much. You can't enjoy the money you got from the promotion because you're working long hours. You bought a bigger house, but you're never home because you had to have the promotion to buy the bigger house. So at the end of the day, like you have to just stop and be like, okay, can I please for a second take inventory of the good stuff that I do have right now? And also realize that every new thing that comes into your life, even if it's something that you really want, there's a price that you pay for it. There is a big price. So there's always something that you have to give in exchange. There could be money exchange, there could be time exchange, there could be peace of mind, it could be like less quality relationships. I always think about those things because people ask me, how do you deal with the things that don't manifest on your vision board, or things that you are not able to attract? And I'm like, that's how I deal with it. I know that my bigger core message for my life and intention is always peace and sukoon, the word sukoon, which in Arabic I believe means inner peace, inner light. So if I don't achieve something that I really wanted, I think for a second that if I got that thing, that my inner peace would have been taken away somehow. And so the universe knew that on the weight of those two things, I valued the inner peace more than the value of maybe like more subscribers or more money or a bigger house. Does that make sense? So that's how I deal with those kind of situations, knowing that I am just a small piece of the universe, that the universe knows better, and that I need to put my faith. I cannot have doubt and faith in the same package of me. I either have faith or I have doubt, and I choose to have faith. And my faith says that if you put the outcome in a bigger power, then you have to just sit back and let it take over and just have faith that whatever it decides is the best thing. Hi, Kathleen. Bethany Joy said, in my experience, going to many other countries where they generally have very little in the way of material wealth, the people are so much more kind and grateful for everything. It's such a mindset. Bethany, that is such a great point. I couldn't agree more. And that's why I make such an effort to travel with my children, because I used to travel a lot as a child, a lot, like way too much, to other countries. And at the time, like, I didn't know the value in it. In fact, I probably was a little annoyed with my parents, you know, for always dragging us everywhere. But I saw how different people lived, and it made me really grateful for the fact that they could have literally like one little thing, and they're like happy to give it away to you when they know that you're like that you have everything. But that's their hospitality, like that's what gives them joy. And it was just a world changing experience, and I want my children to experience that. I recently learned that 70% of Americans don't have a passport, and it was just a shocking thing to me. I really hope that number is incorrect, because like you have to make that effort to like get out there if you can and experience the world, because it really is a life-changing, life-altering experience when you go to third world countries and see how other people live. Lexi Sexy said, I stopped comparing myself to others. I am my own life journey. It has taken me some time to see this. Absolutely. Now, I do compare myself to others, but I compare myself to the people below me, like people in third world countries, and I just say I feel so shameful for the things that we complain about. And it's like a slap on my face. Like every time I find myself feeling even the slightest bit ungrateful for something, I'm like, oh my god, how dare I? Like, most of the world like lives like so poorly. And you guys, if you've traveled outside the US to any third world country, then you know what I mean. That is like the best way to really. So if you are going to compare yourself, I think on some level it's human nature. Compare yourself to the fact that people have so little and we have so much, and then just be grateful every second of your life. Oh, Kristen Jennifer, she said it's first time doing live chat. I see your comments, so I assumed that I had seen you in the chat because I always see your comments. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you live. And I always enjoy reading your insightful comments. Thanks so much for joining me. Sarah said, that was me in an accounting job. I felt the stuff owned me versus me enjoying it. Now I am enjoying being at home, taking care of my family, and living on one income. We are happier now than before. That is so awesome. I'm so glad that you were able to choose a life that you really enjoy and are passionate about. Tuba said there's a new restaurant cafe called Sakoon in Dallas. Really? I will actually be in Dallas for FinCon. So for those of you guys that don't know, FinCon is the financial bloggers and YouTubers conference that happens every year. This year it's happening in Dallas. So I know that I have a very large following in Dallas. Somehow I have a lot of people living in Dallas, and my best friend just texted me that she may be moving to Dallas, so I'm gonna be like literally living in Dallas then. But I will be there in October. If you guys want to find out exact dates, it's FinCon. You can Google it. It's in Dallas. So I will be there. So I will look up that cafe, and maybe I can do a meetup there. So when we're there, Irfan and I will both be there for the conference. We will make sure that we meet up with our Dallas people. Yay, I'm excited about it. Louise said, I'd like to practice more gratitude, but in the heat of the moment, I tune it out sometimes subconsciously. I'd like to learn how to better control it. So there's like the best way to do pretty much anything is to just do it when you remember. Have little reminders. So in the beginning, now I don't need to do this because I've been doing this for like 11, 12 years, so it's become second nature. But put little like notes, like where you would see them, like on your bathroom mirror, in your closet, places where you are more likely to walk in and out of, maybe on your refrigerator, in your office, wherever. And so all it needs to say is gratitude. And then it's gonna be your trigger, like, oh, I gotta say at least, every time you see the sign, you say at least one thing that you're grateful for. Hi, Brown Girl Network is here. Thank you for your love, babe. I always appreciate that. Thank you. Janan said off topic, but loved the spring pillow. Thank you. La la la. Okay, I got it for free, guys, from Target. If you download like the Target app, you get like a free item. You can pick something from their Bullseye playground. So I picked this. Thanks, Janan, for pointing it out. Janan helped me pick it out. Olivia said, how do your children respond when you go to these different countries and see how different they live? I love how you're exposing them to all of that. So one thing, Olivia, I do is that we make sure that they take one reason, and I've done a video on this, one reason that I did not enjoy a lot of our childhood vacations was because they seemed like our parents' vacations and we were kind of like just dragged along for the ride. So when I got older, I realized that was it, that my parents never gave us like ownership of the vacation. So we have this little process that we go through where we let them choose activities and like research the history of the country and all that stuff, all the places that we go to. And it's like, it literally gives them ownership. And we always make them feel like it's their vacation. We're just going along for the ride. So it's like kind of the tables are turned. So they love it. And we have so many conversations from those trips that we would never have had in the US because they would have never come up. So it's an amazing thing. And I really hope that we can do more of that when once Irfan travels. But I mean, we try to take at least 2, 3, 4 trips sometimes a year. It's a life-changing experience. Even if you're just going to a different state and seeing like the variations in like how people live in different states even. I think it's a great thing to expose your children to, personally. Lynn said, Mina, gratitude is amazing. Biggest life hack ever. If you ever only learn one life hack, learn gratitude. D. Mick said, I'm afraid that the passbook stat probably is correct. Many people don't even travel outside of their community. It really limits their worldview. Yeah, I could not get over that number. 70% of Americans don't have a passport. I can't get over it because I don't know, part of it is because I'm on social media and you always see people traveling, and I guess it creates this illusion that everybody's doing it. But that really is a whole nother conversation, that how social media has this way of amplifying things. Like, it makes you think that everybody on their planet is traveling, but it's not like that. I could not get over that. I think I'm still in shock. Savati says, sometimes in the process of reinventing yourself, you have to cut down the threads of unwanted negative relationships. Not sometimes, Swati, 100% of the time. Like, that's literally where I started. Like, letting go and purging of all the things that weren't serving me, all the things and all the commitments and all the people. Because you can't really move forward when you have things that are... I imagine it like my mom used to use this analogy or this like example, and now it's stuck like forever ingrained in me. She used to say it's like if when you're trying to walk and somebody's like laying on the floor, you're standing and you're trying to walk and somebody's laying on the floor holding onto your feet and you're trying to move forward, but you can't because they're holding onto your leg. So now this could be like a physical thing, but it could also be like emotional baggage, grudges that you're holding against people, forgiveness that you... And really at the end of the day, you give forgiveness because you need to move forward and you want to release yourself. Oh my God, I had this quote that I had written down. You don't give forgiveness for the other people. I didn't give forgiveness like, oh, that person was so nice, they hurt me, I should forgive them. No, I said, they already hurt me once. Like, why am I holding on to them? Like, let them go. I have to find this little thing I had written down on forgiveness. Oh my God, this is it. I don't know where I read this. It said, unforgiveness is a form of self-abuse. I have to repeat this like a million times. Unforgiveness is a form of self-abuse. Like, isn't that really good? I don't know if somebody wants to like Google it and find out where I got that from. I don't know. But when I read it, I was like, oh my God, you guys need to hear this. So you're basically abusing yourself over and over again because somebody hurt you way back when. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, let them go. Not for them, but for you, and you move on. Louisa, do a meetup in LA too sometime. I will. Now, from now forward, like we said before, I actually go to LA a lot. I've actually been to LA probably 25 times. I've always had family there, and now I have in-laws there too. So, next time I visit any place, I'm announcing it, and we're doing meetups. So, LA is definitely happening. San Diego, that's my only regret, is that I've been to LA and San Francisco so many times and I've never been to San Diego. I'm definitely coming this time. I always come to San Francisco too. Yes, I have family there. So yes, I'm doing meetups like everywhere. That's a plan. Kristen Jennifer said, my family all made vision boards. They're so beautiful. Thanks for introducing us to the idea. Oh my God, I'm so excited about that. I love that. Vision boards are just so exciting. And even for people, I think people who don't believe in the law of attraction think they don't need a vision board. You still need one, because it doesn't keep, I don't care what you believe in or what you don't believe in. Everybody needs some focused goals, right? You need something to focus on so you can move forward. And don't think that if it's in your head, you're just going, it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. You need to be able to look at it and focus. And it's not so much what you're trying to attract, but that also helps you think about the stuff that you're not. Like it just helps you like purge of the other stuff, because it gives you something to focus and obsess about. Kathleen said, for me, reading, watching travel shows, especially Rick Steves, helps me become familiar with other societies. As one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I have learned so much through our Awake magazine. That's awesome. If you don't have the possibility of traveling, that's another way to do it. I love that idea. Let's see. Hi, Amanda. Miss Malik said, agree with that quote. I was just like blown away when I saw that quote, because it makes complete sense. A lot of people think that they're hurting somebody else by holding on to not forgiving them, but really that person has already moved on. They're living their life. You're just abusing yourself over and over again over one little thing, or it could even be like a life-altering, life-shattering thing. But you know what? It already happened. It's done. That's it. Like, it's done. Whatever effect it has, it already has happened. You have to now find a way to let it go. And that's why I chose to not deal with the stuff, but to rise above it. Because dealing with stuff means that you need therapy. You have to maybe contact the people and I know a lot of people spend so much time asking for forgiveness. Like, if they feel like they deserve, somebody needs to apologize to them, they will waste a decade trying to get people to apologize to them. I'm like, just stop it. Just move on. Rise above it and move on. Because if you waste 10 years of your life doing something for somebody, and then another 10 years of your life wanting them to appreciate it or wanting them to apologize for not appreciating it, you just wasted 2 decades of your life. At what point do you move forward and be like, okay, the past is the past. I don't have to work through it. I just have to rise above it and move forward. Because it almost gives you a helicopter view of your life. Versus if you're trying to work through stuff, you're literally in it. I'm a Walking Dead and Z Nation fan, so I'm going to use as obnoxious zombie experience. But what would you prefer? Choice A, you have to walk through a herd of zombies. That's you working through your emotions and working through forgiveness. You have to walk through them. Or option 2, you can be helicopter above them and then just move forward. Which option do you choose? I choose option 2. I just want to not work through it. I just want to be okay, done, gone, whatever, bye. I'm moving forward. So there's a Walking Dead, and we just started watching Z Nation 2, binge watching it on Netflix. It's such a cheesy zombie show, but I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's the only TV show I watch. Well, we're binge watching it right now. Let's see. Hi, Sexy Alex is here. Stephanie said, hi Mina, you look gorgeous. That's your color. Oh my god, really? I always find pink and purple to not look good on me. By the way, you know how I'm always saying that I need cute PJs for our pajama nights? There's a girl, there's a lady that does my massage. She blings out shoes and clothes and stuff. So she's gonna bling out some PJs for me. So then I'm gonna share her information. So I'm gonna hopefully help her promote her little side business that she has going on. She's so sweet. Her kids are grown now. She's an older lady, so she wants to promote this business of hers. So I'm so excited to help her out. And she's gonna bling out some PJs for me. So hopefully I'll have some fun stuff to wear for you guys soon. So yeah, I didn't think pink looked good on me, but thank you. You guys are so sweet. Alia said we can rent a car or bus and go to San Diego, all of us. Oh my god, that would be so fun. Like doing like meetups and things like that. I'm definitely planning stuff like that. And more, even so after Irfan retires, we'll be definitely doing more of that. Lynn Daniel said, Dear God, if I hurt others, give me the courage to apologize. If others hurt me, give me the strength to forgive. A favorite Pinterest quote. I love that. And then just like, I think in the process of forgiving people that have hurt you, I've also realized that I have also been able to unleash people that I feel like need to seek out my forgiveness. Like, who wants, that's so exhausting. Like, that is so exhausting. Like, waiting on people to apologize to you or waiting on people to appreciate you. Like, can we not and just like enjoy life and have fun? Like, literally, I was born, like, my life's duty and like passion in life is to have fun and like enjoy my life. Like, you guys might even be surprised to hear this, because a few times I've had, this is so cute, a few times I've had subscribers or like that are my coaching clients. When I'm talking to them, 100% of my coaching clients are my subscribers, by the way. That's where I get my clients. But a few times I've been talking to them and we're talking about like finding your passion, and several people have said, well, we know what your passion is. Your passion is this. And then they say something that I've never even considered my passion. Like, it did not occur to me that other people would see that as my passion. And then I say, you know, that's so funny. I've never thought that that was my passion. I've never even given that thing a thought. So it's very interesting that you guys read things differently than how I see it. So I love that because it's very different. But my life's like main mission and goal in life is like to have fun. Like, I know it's like, it's weird. It's probably the first time I'm admitting it. Okay. So the reason that my mission statement is Sakun, which means inner peace, is because I've realized that you can't really have fun unless you have peace. Because when you have peace and contentment, you don't worry about what other people are doing. You don't worry about that hurt you. You don't wait on people to come and apologize to you. You don't wait on people like to appreciate you. You're just living your life and having fun. So if you don't have a life's mission, if you're looking for one, make your life's mission to have fun. Like, that's it. Like, have fun. Like, have the most fun that you can ever have. Because when you're busy having fun, you just don't worry about other people. So find fun. And fun doesn't have to even cost an arm and a leg. You guys know we're frugal. We're so frugal. But we have fun because my mindset is fun. Like, I will walk into the bathroom having fun. Like, I walked into my massage place. There were literally 2 people there. That's it. The owner and the owner's daughter. I just had a massage before I came and did this. By the way, that's why my hair is so greasy. So sorry. Note to self, don't schedule massages on Friday right before pajama party night. So I went in and there was nobody there, but I walked in dancing and they were like, oh my God, the party's here. So it was like the 3 of us and we had a party. Because I walked in there, like, it just changes the mood. Like, I didn't walk in there. I actually literally opened the door and I danced in there. Because what is more fun than getting a massage? So that's what I mean, that fun, people think, oh, I can't have fun because I don't have money. No, fun is a mindset. Peace is a mindset. Gratitude is a mindset. Minimalism is a mindset. It's all a mind. If you believe these things, you're already doing them. Let's see. Sarah said you have many passions, Mina. Yes, my underlying deep, like, inner passion that I don't share with anybody is like, girls just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. Like, I just think life should just be fun. Let's see. Peach Pathfinder said holding grudges is like poisoning yourself. I absolutely agree. It really is. Tuba said, I feel so gullible because I get over things and bad situations so quick. I move forward in like 5 minutes. I have trained myself to block out bad conflicts, forgive, forget, and move on. Tuba, that's very interesting because I have the same personality and my sister and my close friends often call me gullible because I don't know why. But if that means being gullible, label me gullible. I'll just have my friend that's doing my pajamas write gullible on my shirt, because I don't care what it's called. I don't even like whatever. Call me whatever. I like the fact that I have a bad memory, that I'm able to move on, forget, forgive. Sometimes people will call me. I've had my sister do this, my friends. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like last week I said that. I'm just like, huh? You did? I don't remember. Want to go have lunch? Okay, forget. Like, I've forgotten about it. Like, who cares? I just want to have fun in life. Like, let's just get over it. Janan said, it's been eye-opening to me. I've had so many more success finding people to share my life with who are like-minded the moment I let go of those who didn't appreciate my time. Absolutely. Because letting go of bad commitments and bad friends and bad things like that opens up. You're basically saying to the universe, hey, let's just say that in your imaginary spots of life, let's just say that you had 5 slots, right, openings, and you filled up 5 of them with bad people. Then the universe says you're covered, you're taking, you've got your people. But if you started purging those bad people, you've opened up slots for new, happier, better people. So that's how I look at it. So when I have to let go of bad commitments, I'm like, that just opens up more time for fun, more time for fun people. Noel Jones said, preach. Louis said, same here too, but while I stress over others holding grudges a long time over this, oh my God, I can't stand it. I can't stand people that are in their 50s and then they're talking about something that somebody did to them when they were 10. And at some point, you just have to get over it. I think in the American culture, there's a whole, I think the American culture thrives on letting people hold grudges and working through stuff and childhood trauma and therapy. It must be a big ticket market, big billion-dollar business, because it's an American thing. In other cultures, there isn't so much talk about childhood trauma or holding all these grudges. It's just you had your childhood, now you're an adult, live with it. It's kind of you just get over it. And this is certainly an American thing. And as somebody who's bicultural like I am, I appreciate the fact that I can take the best of the American culture and the best of other cultures. This is one of those things that's negative in American culture. We hold on to all these negative traumas from our childhood. And it's almost like the culture is designed to hold you hostage to your childhood. All the parenting books talk about it. All the therapists talk about it. In fact, the therapy, the sessions are designed to hold you in that place a very long time. To hold you there for years and years before you can move forward. If you come to me, I will slap you around a few times and we will be past that and moving forward, because it's at what point do you just get over it? It happened to you 30 years ago. Can you enjoy your life now? You only have maybe 2 more, 3 more decades left while you're mobile. Can we just enjoy our life now? Sorry if that sounds harsh, but this is definitely an American thing. It does not exist in other cultures. In fact, we're giving it to other people. We're trying to teach them, hey, stay focused in your childhood trauma longer so that we can sell you more therapy or something. I don't know what it is. Janan said, oh my God, you are my fun. Group hug. Group hug. That is a group hug moment. Literally group hug. Because I love you guys so much. That's why we have these fun pajama nights, because it's just too fun. Fun is powerful, Christy. I agree. Bethany Joy said, I was thinking of you the other day when looking at a website called Life is Good. They have all kinds of optimism merchandise. So cute. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. Life is Good. Okay, I'll check that out. Najra Kamat said, Mina, my mother-in-law is contacting my mom's maternal side of the family and called them, which is creating a lot of dispute. She can make 2 people quarrel and she will be good, both of them. I can't take it. Okay, just stop worrying about it. Let her do whatever she wants. Let your family fight it out and decide to remove yourself. I've literally done that. From my in-laws are amazing, but my dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family too, a lot of drama there, and I literally remove myself. Sometimes they call me and text me really negative stuff, and I delete the text and don't take the call, because you know what, they're related to me by DNA, and I will call them on a happy occasion. I will call them if they're calling me just to check up on me and talk to me, but if it's a negative thing, I have checked out. And so I have literally physically removed myself. Guess what? It's an option. I took it. And you know what? They're still related to me, because they have to be. They're related to me by DNA, They have to be related to me. But I choose not to participate in the negative thing. You can opt out. I'm like that mailing list. I opted out of the negative mailing list. Like opt out, opt out, opt out. You want to call me for birthdays and if a child is being born and you have happy news, or if you want to just love on me, call me. Negative stuff, opt out. No drama. I have a no drama home. No drama text messages. Like, I can't stand it. I have a very low tolerance for drama. I'm sorry. I am a meanie when it comes to drama. It's like, count me out. Jersey, thank you. He said, you are smart. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sarah said, yes, I grew up with that drama, family, social media, and in the news. That's why I love your channel. No drama. I cannot handle it. I only follow positive things on Facebook. I only follow positive things on Instagram. If somebody writes something dramatic on my channel, delete. I've got moderators too now. I've got Olivia's here, Duba's here, my friend Famina, my husband. We all moderate, my son. Like, you just don't, and not only do we not block them, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can like put them on a setting where they can comment all they want, hearts galore. Nobody, including you, will ever see their comments. And so they're still giving you the views, but their comments are never, ever, ever seen anywhere. So I love it. Like, you just block. Najra said, I will bring my mom to you so that you can tell her to get over things that happened 40 years ago. Yeah, bring her to my channel. But at the end of the day, like, that's, you can love on your mom, but even you don't have to control her. You can just choose to opt out. That's it. You teach by example. Here's the funny thing, okay? When I opted out of the negative drama on both sides of the family, my parents both have really large families. My dad had 8 siblings. Mom had 7. Drama on both sides. More so on my mom's side, but both sides, trust me. When I opted out, my sister was like, oh, I did not realize that was an option. So she opted out. She still calls people and loves on them. She'll call for birthdays and births and all that stuff. But they have realized that for some reason, and then third example, my brother. He also like, oh, okay, I did not realize that was a possibility. So I did not tell my sister or my brother to opt out. All I did was I said, you know what? I've created a no drama free zone, so I will not be taking negative text messages and comments or calls. So they stopped doing it. What in turn happened is that the 3 of us got labeled that, you know what? They figured out that they're not in when it comes to negative things. We can only call them and only discuss positive things. And when I take a call and after 3 minutes it goes into negative, I all of a sudden have to go. That's it. I'm courteous. I'm nice. I just said, you know, thanks so much for checking in. You know, love you. How are the kids? Gotta run. You don't have to be mean. You don't. All I do is I've put a fence around my life and my house and my family, and it's a positive fence of happy things. And you can call me like, you know, I live in a bubble literally, and I'm fine with that because that is the one thing that I have God-given rights over. Actually, it's in the Constitution, isn't it? The right to peace and, you know, you guys know the wording. I have this right. So even if somebody is born into my life because of DNA, I can still choose to only contact the positive side of them. And so just by making this shift in my life, I shifted my sister's life without telling her to do anything. Shifted my brother's life, my kids' life. They know how to diffuse negativity and turn it into like, I'm out, I'm checked out, bye. Let's see. Zook Paper Co said, you don't need to get over childhood stuff because it will come up as adult again. So all you need to do is deal with the same recurring problem which is in front of. Brilliant. Exactly. You just rise above it. I love that. You're right. And I think the culture here is designed to keep you stuck in it. Somehow you're just stuck in it. Because I see a lot of even older people, like they're just stuck in their childhood. They can't get past it. And when you tell them, hey, it's an imaginary thing, it doesn't exist in other cultures, it's like news to them. And sometimes I've literally said this to people, that this is your assignment, go and research the fact that this is only an American phenomenon, like it does not exist in other cultures. And they will come back shocked. because they did not realize it. But it opens up this possibility, because remember, when people believe something, it's more likely to occur. So when you convince them, if you can convince them that this is only existing in this culture, and there's a second thing that only exists in the American culture, the concept of teenagers being disobedient and outrageous and mean and talking back and all that stuff, it's an American thing. It does not exist in other cultures. So when you teach people this, it's so funny because their mind shifts. And then all of a sudden, you see things moving. And I've had people say, I was in therapy for 20 years and I could not get over things. And I'm like, because you did not know it was a possibility. Therapy is designed to almost like keep you there for as long as possible. I don't understand why, but it is. And I was like, my schooling, I have a degree in communication. Most of my professors were therapists, marriage therapists, psychologists, and they were wonderful people. So it's not like a vicious thing. It's just the culture is just designed that way. Kristen said, we can be grateful for our childhood because it made us who we are. Exactly. I went through so much stuff, but honestly, it didn't kill me, but it made me stronger. Some of the stuff could have killed me, probably could have gotten my parent arrested, all sorts of things. But you know what? I survived it. It made me stronger. Sexy Alex said, I always say that you can love from afar. You don't need to be involved with the crazy unless you want to. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can still call people for 2 minutes and you can ask them how they are. You can love on them. You can ask how their children are doing. And as soon as the negativity comes, you can leave. I promise. And you can be nice about it. I'm never mean about it. My parents, that was one thing that was very strict in our home. Like, you always respect your elders, your peers, and everybody, but especially your elders. It's a cultural thing. And I'm not disrespectful, but I let it known that negativity is not my thing. Lynn Daniel said, Mina, you're on to something about fun. A scripture in the Bible says, rejoice, always pray continually, and give thanks for all in circumstances. Done with a dance. Absolutely. I think that's why I really I'm into like the law of attraction, because I feel like that law of attraction took like the best parts of religion and like condensed it in like really easy bite-sized things. I've studied all of the religions of the world, like all of the major ones, I should say. I haven't studied like the ones that are newer, I guess, but and all of them say the same things: gratitude, being kind, do unto others as you want them done to you. They all say that. Don't lie, don't steal, gratitude, be thankful. They literally all say the same core principles. They just say them in different languages and different ways. So if you can just follow those key concepts, you're on to something. Marcilla said, Mina, can you give an example of your family drama? I'd rather not, because that's like putting out negativity, and that's not fair to my family, airing dirty drama. But she said, before I agree or disagree, I'd like to understand what you really mean by drama. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go into just like serious stuff, like people causing divorces. I don't know, people accusing each other of all kinds of things. I mean, drama. I'm talking drama. People stealing from each other. I told you guys, okay, one thing I can say is, like, from my mom's side, you guys know my mom was conned her entire life by her family for money. There was an aunt of mine that had the same surgery 8 times, and my mom sent her the money when you're only allowed to have that surgery once in your life. But my mom was like, I know she's lying to me, but she's my relative. I'm going to send her the money. So things like that, horrible things. So yeah, I choose to keep my distance. I don't want to be a part of it. Sexy Alex said, I love that scripture. Yeah, I think that's powerful. Zook Paper Co said, there's no reason for negativity. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I opt out. Alia said, you were just protecting yourself, Mina. So if people say you live in a bubble, say, yeah. I honestly, I don't care what people say, because I created the life that I wanted. It's exactly like I designed the life it's the design of my life. Like, this is exactly how I wanted to live. Amanda, yes, move forward and peace and love. Absolutely. Hi, Shishma. Janan said, if you ever have doubts, Mina, for being just a positive YouTuber and not legitimate practicer of what... Oh, if anyone ever has doubt... If anyone ever doubts Mina for being a positive YouTuber and not legitimate practitioner of what she preaches, I'll go ahead and be the first. Like, she's like this in real life. I am. Sorry, Janan. I know some people, like, sometimes people just want, like, that moment of, like, can I just be negative for a second? And, like, I have to tune it off sometimes. Even, like, my sister does that. I'm sure Janan's felt like that. But I just feel like when people are coming to me, I feel like they want me to give that to them. So, yeah, this is how I live. Chantla said, yes, forgive and move on. Yep. Bethany Joy said, third thing, extended young adulthood. Yes. You know what? Actually, Bethany, no. You know what? I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to have to disagree. That is very common in Pakistan and India, too. Where, like, you just, like, live with your parents, like, for a really long time. And it's different if, like, your parents are living with you where you're supporting your parents. That's different. But we have that in other countries, too. I think that is something where the US is just catching on now, because for the longest time people in the US moved out at 18, but now they sometimes come back or they don't move out. So in this thing, Bethany, the US is like just catching on. That's like a negative that we got from other people. Hi Shrima, happy to have you here. So yes, it's very interesting, those mindset shifts that are more cultural. And once you can make people realize that, hey, that's an American made thing, you can research it and then shift your mindset, because when you realize that there's a possibility of other cultures living without it, of it not existing, like the whole thing where we in US almost accept and expect on some level that our teenagers are going to be defiant, they're going to act out, and they're going to go through XYZ phases, right? Well, in other cultures, they don't experience that. It's not in their reality. Now, when those people from those cultures come to the US and when they live here, I've seen a huge trend in the people that adapt the American culture and way of living, in the mindset that the kids will be defiant and the kids will act out. Their kids do it. And in the parents that did not adapt that mindset, where they think that the children are going to they're just, my kid's being a teenager now, like they're not defiant, they're going to be normal how they always were, they're not going to act out. Their kids do not. And that is where I was like, oh my God. So it's not even that it's okay, they're in a different country, we can't relate to it. When those cultures come into the US, you see it happening. I've seen this unfold in front of me over and over again. And it's an amazing thing to take notice. I have taken notices because I have one that's about to be a preteen. My son will turn 13 this year. So I'm like, oh, that mindset. Like I have not introduced that idea into my home, in my mind. And let's see. Ikra, everybody's family has drama. She said, my family has so much drama too. Everybody's. Even the ones that pretend like they're perfect. Like, I know some people that have this thing where like, no, my family's perfect, like everything's perfect. Those families tend to have the most drama because they have to even like put out that everything's perfect and everything's hidden. And then when it comes out, it's like the worst drama. So everybody has drama. It's just how you deal with it. I think some people love like getting like into it and always complaining about it and saying that they hate drama, but then they're like right in the mix of it. They love it. They're calling people and spreading it and telling people how much they hate the drama, but then they're a part of it because they're also calling people. Stop it. Stop. Train people how you want to be treated. And I chose to opt out, and because of me, a few other family members, my brother, my sister, opted out, and it's the best thing on the planet. You just feel good, like, and then you also, on some level, you let it be known that I'm not promoting this, I'm not accepting it, I'm not going to pass it forward. Sorry, Marcella. Mina, it's the same as the terrible twos mindset. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, dangerous. Oh my God, yes. Marcella, you nailed it. Same thing happened to me. Like my daughter, like people kept saying, oh, like wait until she has the terrible twos. And she didn't have the terrible twos. And then people were like, well, wait until she has the terrible threes. And then like she doesn't. So it's because I don't think, I call it the terrific twos and the terrific threes. So if you don't have that mindset, like it doesn't happen. And so I think the only reason I'm able to even accept this is because I know of other cultures and I'm multicultural. If I didn't, maybe I would have not known that, because I see that even in like our community, in the Indian and Pakistani community, the people who have accepted the American mindset, they experience it. And the people who have not like taken that mindset, they don't. So it's like, okay, let's like opt out of some things. I love the American culture, but I also love that the things that I don't agree with, I can choose to opt out because I know that other cultures do not have those same issues. Kristen, Jennifer said, I agree. I never assumed that my girls would be difficult teenagers. They are amazing, hardworking, and so much fun to be around. The law of attraction works with parenting too. Oh my God, I love that. I love that because that's, babe, that's what I always think about when I always say that I want my kids to be my friends. So because I always start with the big picture, I imagine how I wanted my kids, my adult relationships with my kids, and then I worked backwards and I designed my parenting in a way that worked towards the adult relationships as friends, right? Because I reverse engineered my life. So I am living my life so that my kids are my friends now, because you don't wake up at like 50 and your kids are 30 and then you're like, hi, let's be friends. You don't like just snap into it. You have to like work at it, right? So like I built that relationship since they were little, so I don't see them as like somebody that could be terrible at too, because she's my friend. Like that's my friend that I gave birth to. Like she's not gonna be bad. Like it doesn't make any sense. So I love that. I love hearing stories about that. Nan and Nick said, my son survived cardiac arrest at the age of 12. Oh, yikes. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad that he's doing better. That is tough. And I realized life is short. Taught me to let go of things and just enjoy life to the fullest. Love your live chats, by the way. That's when you experience something like that, it really puts your life in perspective. And for those of you that haven't, like you can learn from those things and realize that life is really truly a gift and a blessing. It can all be taken away. And in a blink of an eye, it has for some people. So really, I love that. I'm so glad that you shared that with us, because it really puts things in perspective to really enjoy every single moment. Miss Malik said, Australian society is very different to US in that regard. We enjoy diversity and learn the best bits of all the cultures and communities we're exposed to here. That's awesome. I love that. Love that. Universal Journey said, you look for the positivity so you didn't see it, which was very impressive. Yes. Kelsey K said, I don't even surround myself with negative people or people that speak the worst. I don't want that energy. Kelsey, I've mentioned this before. For some odd reason, I feel that negative energy, like it's very piercing to me. I can't explain it. I will walk into a room, not know anybody there, but if I will just feel it, and it's almost like it's like a fight or flight kind of thing for me, where I'm just like, okay, I have to get out of here. I can't stand. Like I can't stay. And then I'm same way in tune with positive energy. I just feel it. And I'm like one of those random people that gives people hugs, because I will say something nice to people at the supermarket, and then before you know it, we're hugging. And like, but I feel that positive energy, and I can feel that that person is the type of person that would want a hug or need a hug or be also like positive. I don't know. Does that make sense to you guys? But it makes, I don't know. I feel that energy. Hi, Sharmila. Happy to have you here. Shantla said, Mina, I have suffered depression for whatever reason. My husband then took me 8 years to figure out that my depression was luxury because I don't have to think of earning or pay rent. My confession. Oh my gosh, Shantla, that is such a powerful message. That is such a powerful message. I am shocked because I was thinking about that a few days ago. I was thinking how, like, in the American society where we're so blessed, we have so much, we have invented all of these disorders and depressions and anxieties, and I have suffered from some of them, so I'm not picking on anybody, but me too included. And what a luxury that is, because in other countries, they are always in survival mode. They're thinking, when and how is our next meal going to come? That they don't have the luxury of sitting down and saying, I feel depressed today, or I'm anxious today, or I'm feeling, anxiety, or I'm feeling lonely. They're thinking, how am I going to feed my children today? Shantla, I admire your courage, and I'm really honored that you would choose my platform as a place to share something so personal. I'm truly honored, and like consider yourself hugged by me, because I'm almost shocked too, because I was thinking about this just a few days ago. Thank you for realizing that and being honest and upfront with that. Because yes, guys, in the society that we live, we have the luxury of being depressed. People are like in countries where like warfare and poverty and going without food is so common and normal for them. They don't have a moment's time to think the luxury of thinking that they are depressed. Babe, I am just like, I'm just amazed with your courage of sharing that. And thank you for doing that, because that made me realize and think of something too, that yes, it is a luxury that we are depressed in the US, that we have the luxury of going out and getting all these expensive, useless, nonsense drugs for all of these made up disorders, because we have contentment and food on our tables that we find and create these other things to obsess over. It almost makes it feel like we need some sort of a passion and mission in life. We need something to obsess over, so we create something. So if you are going to create something, why not create something positive? And why not have something, I don't know, like positive to obsess over? J Tree said your channel is awesome and helpful. Keep it up. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Thank you. I actually take that as a compliment, because reality these days is, somebody said I sound like a pseudoscientist. To me, all the things that they consider like made up and like gimmicks and conspiracy theories, all of those things that are considered bad in American cultures are actually what cured me of my autoimmune disease, of my anxiety. So these days I actually take that as a compliment, because the truth is that normal has become being bored with our lives, and then going to the doctor and saying I feel down because I'm bored, I don't have anything to do, and then being told by our doctors, you are depressed, here's a prescription medication. And then before you know it, you're addicted to prescription medications that you can't get off of, so now you're depressed for the rest of your life. So whoever said that, I actually thank you for saying that, because I take that as a compliment. Let's see. No, I'm not, John, I'm not dismissing mental illness. I know mental illness is a real thing, but I also know that a lot of people have made up illnesses too, like I did. I thought I was anxious and depressed in a time in my life when I had become a stay-at-home mom, and I was just bored. I didn't have a passion anymore. I wasn't going out and making a living. I didn't have an identity. So I created that in my head, and just like I created it, I got over it. So that's it. So it's not about like that I'm dismissing mental illness. Some people are mentally ill, but a huge number of the American population is on some sort of a mental illness disease. If you look at the stats, it's overwhelming. Don't tell me that all of those people are experiencing a mental illness. You guys have to understand that a lot of this is just people going to the doctor and being given mental illness drugs. Let's see. Marcella said, I don't believe it's a luxury. It's just a different way of dealing with whatever you need to. Poor people don't express depression, but they go to drugs and crime. Not everybody. I mean, in some small population of poor people maybe go to drugs and crime, but there's a lot of people that see, either we are focusing on the ultra rich, or then we're focusing on the poor people that are like into drugs or crimes. But there was like a huge number in the middle somewhere of people that are just good people, hardworking people. And maybe if they had a minute to decide that they were depressed, maybe they are depressed, or they would decide that they're depressed, or maybe they would go to the doctor. But they don't even have the luxury of sitting down. My mom didn't have the luxury of going and taking time to the doctor, because she thought she always had to be working and going, and maybe she had depression at some time or disorders. Actually, she wasn't a depressed person, but she had a disease obviously brewing inside. So having the time to sitting and even thinking that we're depressed, and having the time to make an appointment, these are luxuries. You have to realize that. A lot of people don't have these luxuries. I know single moms that should be at the doctor's office getting real diagnosis for things, and not even mental illnesses. I'm saying like for serious illnesses, they don't have the luxury of taking a day off and going to the doctor. So that's a whole different discussion. But I don't think every poor person goes to drugs or crime either. There's a whole area in the middle of really good people just stuck in situations. And then and I'm including myself in this. I was somebody that had just shifted careers. Like I changed my life and I was feeling like, okay, I'm down, I'm depressed. And when I went to the doctor to tell her that I was feeling these emotions, the first thing she said was, you're depressed, here's a medication. Good thing I had the sense to be like, I'm not depressed. I just lost my mom. I just gave birth to a baby a few weeks ago. Maybe it's postpartum depression. I don't need medication for that. I just lost my mom a few weeks ago. I don't need drugs. Paul Wood said, I never thought about depression being a luxury before. Interesting point. And Paul, not to say that every depression is. There are people that are seriously clinically depressed. I get it. But if you look at the stats of the numbers of people on depression medication, I cannot believe, as an educated person from this society, I cannot believe that that number corresponds with the number of actual depressed people. I can't believe it. It just doesn't sound real to me. Stephanie said, Mina, you said a quote someone had told you once about depression. I don't remember that well. I think it was something like being sad and something in our lives not being... Yes, Stephanie, yes. It was it was an old boss, a vice president of a company I used to work with way back when. He had said that depression is being sad and like depressed and down for no reason. Like you shouldn't be, but you are and you can't figure it out. Okay, that's real depression. He was like, what a lot of people think is depression are like real world problems. Like if a single mom who's like having trouble putting food on the table, she's late on her mortgage and she's working 80 hours a week and she doesn't have time to spend, like he would, according to his definition, he would say she is not depressed, she's got a real world problem. So I like that because it kind of separated the thing of like real mental illness versus like things that appear like illnesses but are just like real world problems. Hi Anu. Sarah said, wow, this got off topic fast. Yes, it does. John said, experts say that depression is underdiagnosed. I bet they do. Just so we can put more people on medication. Tuba, yes, you're right. Let's get it off topic. I think that is getting off topic. Yeah, so I think let's just wrap it up. It's been a long pajama night. Okay, one thing I do want to say, let's get to like some community stuff. So as I mentioned in my last live chat, what I've started doing now is I'm for the people that don't have the time to watch the longer live chats, I do love interacting with you guys. I love them. So what I'm doing is I'm creating like separate highlights videos. So what I usually do is like I'll take the main like 4 or 5 points from the longer live chat and I create a separate video and then I will be releasing them. I don't want to release them in the same day because I think that's just like spamming YouTube, but I usually like in the coming weeks. So I know there's some people that say that they love my topics but they just don't have the time to sit through an hour live chat. I totally understand, I get it, but I still want to be able to do these for the people that do enjoy them. So I will continue doing them, but in the coming weeks you will see me doing like a highlights video. So for example, the video that I did about how to be more attractive, that was like a 1 hour live chat. So you will see in the coming weeks another video with a similar title, but that might have like the 4 points from that video condensed. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments that what would you guys find that helpful. I figured that even for the people that watch the live chats and enjoy them, it would still be helpful because they could get like a refresher and like the highlights, and it would kind of be like, okay, so those were the points from that live chat. So Lynn said, even though the conversation went off topic, these are some areas we can reinvent. Yes, and Lynn, the reason I mention these things, even though I know I get attacked for them on my channel, I don't care. It's because sometimes even if you don't agree with me, it may open up a conversation that you've never had with yourself, or you've had with yourself, but maybe a different way of thinking, because in different cultures, these things are treated very differently. And through my whole research, my 5 years that I spent researching nutrition, I found that how like different cultures view nutrition and healthcare and medicine very differently. And you know, that kind of took me off my path, but it also opened up a whole array of things and brought me back to basics. You know, I learned that term, or what's that drug? I'm totally zoning out. One of the major like depression drugs was actually like reinvented, Prozac, I think it is, reinvented turmeric, because they can't patent turmeric and they can't make billions of dollars out of it, but that turmeric taken in high doses has the same effect as Prozac. So those things were important, and I thought that was fascinating. And there's a lot, like millions of things like this. And it was interesting because these things are in our roots. Like, you know, I'm from the Indian heritage, and so they believe these things, and they've cured a lot of diseases with these natural things. And it was interesting that we're like come a full circle now, and we're going back to our roots. And so I love these things. I can discuss this all the time, so I love it. Let's see, Tuba said many antidepressants cause weight gain. Talk about that. Yeah, that would make me more depressed. Sexy Alex said, I like that idea. Miss Malik said, love the idea of the refresher. So good, because I know most of you said that you guys really enjoyed the live chat, so I didn't want to punish you guys by stopping them and punish myself, because to be honest with you, I thrive on them. Like, I love live chats. I was made for live chatting. The missing link from my YouTube was live chatting. So I want to do them because I love them. But I wanted to also honor the fact that some people love the topics but can't join the live chat. So the refresher for the rest of us, even for me, it's like, oh, okay, I like that. I know what the 4 or 5 points were. So I hope that will help. Lynn said, thank you, Mina, for the live chat. My Fridays are my study breaks. I'm so glad. I look forward to these. I absolutely love them. Paul, I agree. I absolutely agree. That happened to me. Thankfully, I was smart enough not to take them. 1960 Genius said, I love the live chat. I'm so glad you're here, babe. And that's why I'm going to continue doing them. Kristen Jennifer said, yes, we can learn from other cultures. I love it. I love it. One of the things too, I'll leave you guys at that, but Kristen, was I realized through my studying and researching my autoimmune disease and stuff that, you know, when we go and get our blood work done, the figures that they say, like the normal range, it's different in different countries. And I was really fascinated with that because America and like it's such a melting pot that we're taking, like, we've got like all these ranges, but it opened up the idea of the fact that maybe different cultures or like people that are like ethnically different have different ranges. And so interestingly enough, I found myself studying, okay, well, in countries where there's a low incidence of autoimmune disease, well, what are their normal ranges? And in countries where there is a very low incidence of heart attack, what are their normal ranges? And it was like, it was just, it's fascinating. Study it. So I don't want to bore you guys with my nutrition stuff, but I love it. It's fascinating because I'm like, oh my God, like I'm only looking at the normal range in the US, and fine, that's what we go by here. But it's good for me to know the other ranges, because many times what we consider the normal range, it's like a really messed up range, because the people in the US, like the unhealthy people, like the majority of people have messed up the range. So in other healthier cultures, the range is very different. So I was like, I want to follow the healthy people's range. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. I don't want to go off topic. Thank you, Lauren, Stephanie. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Tuba, for moderating, and Olivia. Love you guys so much for joining me. I just love these live chats. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Irfan and I are doing something really fun tomorrow. Where we got invited to private thing at the rodeo. I may vlog from there. We'll see how awkward it is to vlog in public. But I'll definitely be doing some sort of a live thing over the weekend. I love you guys so much. Catch you guys later. Bye. I don't even feel like leaving you guys. Like, I love you guys so much. Group hug. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.